Good morning. It's Wednesday morning here in Cypress, Texas. So I got this morning, read my scriptures. It's a little different pattern. I read Psalms first this morning, and then I read Matthew, and then I read Genesis, which is there's a thread. It's really wild. There's verses in Psalms that reference what's going on in Genesis, and then there's the lineage of Christ, which talks about Jacob and his sons, right? And then it's really interesting how they're tied together. I mean, it's just the every book of the Bible has reference to the other books of the Bible. Isn't that interesting? They had a class last night, and I came in toward the part of it, and Rabbi Tim, they call him, was teaching the class. He was talking about Jonah being swallowed by the whale for 3 days, and how that's metaphorical. Because if it was for real, the stomach acid of the whale would have, he'd have been a bunch of, it would have ate up with all his flesh. And there'd be nothing left but bones. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting, And so, like, the two books that are like supposed to be like the oldest are Job and Jonah. So if that flips a lot of things. See, there's certain things like when you're reading in Genesis, and they're talking about sheep. I'm kind of pretty sure that they're really talking about sheep, right? But when you read in Psalms and Proverbs, and in the New Testament, they're talking about sheep. Sheep's talking, it's meaning people. But it made me aware that God, that in the Old Testament, in Genesis, what these people did in their real life walk in life acted out the story of Jesus. Isn't that amazing? And isn't that something? Wow, there's so much going on right now. A lot of movement. It's like when you're on recon. and you're just there. You're not doing anything except observing the target. And there's a lot of activity happening. Where most people that are like live in the neighborhood where all that activity is going on, they don't notice nothing. You know what they'll do? They'll do. They started realizing that they could track when there's going to be a military something happening by the Domino's pizza orders they were going to the Pentagon, right? So I remember one time we were getting recalled before the Panama invasion, like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I am on my way to from my house to SEAL Team 4, and I blew right through a red light at Virginia Beach Boulevard, and the cop stopped me and had my SEAL Team 4 sticker on the back window of my Mitsubishi Montero, and the cop's like, "I'm sorry, I just got recalled." He goes, "Go." He's like that. There was nothing. It was 4 o'clock in the morning. There was nothing on the road. And there's just things are happening really fast right now. So fast that it's hard to hide it. It moves so fast. Oh, this is really interesting. It moves so fast that you can't help but notice. Okay, like the under Trump, right? They were like all kinds of restrictions were lifted on gun rights and all that, and now there's this clampdown on guns, which is really interesting. And it's because of all the mass shootings but the mass shootings are all in states and cities where there's all these gun restrictions. So the good people can't protect themselves, and that's why. But in the states that have, now here in Texas, the only places Texas got very loose restrictions on gun laws, except in school areas. That's why they're getting attacked, right? And that's why they're being targeted, because there's nobody there to defend them. They can't defend them because they can't have guns. Imagine if a janitor was packing, or a teacher, right? Yeah, the bad guys aren't going to go in that guys in those schools. It's like when I was doing anti-piracy security. We'd see the pirates, they'd see us. They wouldn't mess with us. They wouldn't even mess with us because they knew we had guns, right? And so they were looking for low-hanging fruit, the easy targets. That's what's going on here. And but the point is that things are happening so fast that you pick up really quickly what's trying to happen. Okay, and So it's harder for them to make it happen because it's obvious. Isn't that amazing? You know, it's like when you're reading the Bibles, but then you're getting Bible, and then you're getting all these trainings on, you know, what it's really saying on top of what you're reading. Okay, it really peels that onion. All right, have a great day.